This question was for Joanna, but I think you can maybe help us.
Yeah.
Did she record it straight away, or did she put her input, her style, discussing the songs with you or Thomas?
This is one of the most interesting questions on this promotional tour for us, because Johanna, in the past, she's got a history now in Finland as a solo artist for the last 10 years, and this has been a revelation for her, because it's transformed the way she looks at performance and recording. For the first time ever, she never had a producer telling her how to sing. She didn't have me and Thomas either. Now, this is another thing that we've been trying to really impress on people, is that AURI doesn't have a leader. It doesn't have any one force within it in writing the songs, and also it doesn't have a producer either. This thing miraculously built itself with us watching it. And when we mixed it at the famous Real World Studio, which is Peter Gabriel's place down in the south of England, the same thing happened. This thing was coming out of the speakers, and it was just magical and mysterious. But Johanna, she found herself singing on her own. You know, she didn't have to respond to anyone, so she didn't have some guy pressing the button going, "Could you just do that again?" So we got a completely different world of that voice. We had a different complexion altogether, and that's because she was so relaxed. And
you were more free.
Yeah, more free.
So this was actually for Thomas, not maybe you. You can. You said that the Nightwish were supposed to be at first a sort of acoustic band. And it seems that AURI is much more close to that rather than Nightwish, which has orchestra and bombastic sounds and stuff like that. So do you think that AURI is going to be much more closer to that first idea?
No, not really. When you hear the rest of the AURI album, you'll see that it's not that at all. You know, it's not acoustic at all. There's only one song that has any acoustic qualities to it, really. The rest of it is huge string sections, bass and drums, you know, proper big songs, stuff like that. So that might be a misconception that a lot of the Nightwish fans might have. But the biggest misconception the Nightwish fans might have is that this is somehow a threat to Nightwish, you know, that this is somehow something that will stop Nightwish. And I've been using the analogy that Nightwish is like a massive oil tanker in the sea, massive, huge, because it is. It's a behemoth, and it's there. And AURI, we're on this little yacht, and we've had a little glass of champagne, and it's bounced around on the waves. And then all of a sudden, and it's glorious, this yacht, and we've got a fantastic view of the sea, it's wonderful. But then, you know, the boom comes, and it's like, hey, good ship Nightwish, off we go again, off we go. Because we all love Nightwish, and we've all made a pact that will never ever stop. Nightwish will continue as long as it continues, which will hopefully be forever. And AURI is going to run in tandem with that. You know, there's no threat to Nightwish from Brother Fire Tribe. It's not how we work. It's not how Nightwish is. Nightwish has a friend of mine described it as a vehicle of spirit, and that's what it is. It's beyond fear. It's beyond people's fear. If fans think, "Oh God, Nightwish," well, who knows what's going to happen? You know, could be hit by an asteroid right now, so we better just have fun and carry on.
Registration stopped automatically. What is happening? Oh well, I'm registering again.
Okay.
But
no, yes.
Yeah, but it stopped automatically.
We'll work on that. Okay.
Okay.
So when you tried to describe your style, you mentioned something which is kind of interesting, which is celestial metal.
Yeah.
For me, it's something. A sort of an oxymoron, because, you know, celestial...
Of course it is.
Celestial clashes with metal generally. So what are the main characters of this celestial metal genre?
Well, I like that oxymoron, and sometimes oxymorons really work. And I've been speaking to I spoke to the Polish fan club recently, and the guy said, "I understand what you mean, celestial metal," after hearing Night 13. He said, basically it's metal but without all the metal guitars and the metal drums and the metal bass. I went, yeah, that's it. That's kind of it. So it's just an attitude more than anything. And the way I see it, and the way all of us see it, is that the metal fans, people who love metal, are the most open-minded music fans in the world. You know, you don't get it in a lot of other genres. You would never get somebody in the folk scene listening to Cannibal Corpse, but you would get somebody from Cannibal Corpse listening to somebody like Enya or something like that. It happens. Yeah. It doesn't happen the other way around. So there's a power in that. I met a guy who loved Cradle of Filth, but he was a huge fan of Brian Eno.
Well, I love Dimmu Borgir and I love Ed Sheeran. Or
there you go. There you go. So you've answered your own question. It's not really an oxymoron. Celestial metal is the way any metal fan wants to interpret it. The way we interpret it is that AURI is the spirit of metal. It just isn't obvious.
Yeah, it's a shade.
Yeah.
So we would like to close our interview with
a
little game.
Is that
a little game so we can have a little fun.
Oh, okay.
And we already proposed this last time when we had our interview with Marco, Flor and Thomas, and they had fun. But you have to think.
All right.
You are stranded on a desert island.
Yes.
And you can only bring with you one movie, one book, and one music album. So choose wisely.
Oh, that's hard.
I know.
How can you do that to me? Only one of each. One movie, it would be Jaws. Not a good idea on a desert island, sure enough. But it would be Jaws because it's one of my favourite films of all time. Book, it would probably be...
2 seconds?
Yeah, 3 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes. I'll give you 3.
Yep.
Now 2.
Okay.
2 seconds is enough.
Book, it would probably be the complete short stories of H.G. Wells because it's about that thick. And that would see me through a few days. And music, it would have to be Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here.